Hey guys, J-Man37X here bringing you another Cookie Clicker update video. This time we're taking a look at full version 2.031. This is the live update equivalent, I guess, of the beta video I did a few days ago. So I'm gonna start out this video by just going over all of this, the stuff from the previous live version, basically. And then after that, I'm gonna go into more detail as far as what changed from the beta to now. There's quite a lot added from the last live version, but it's mostly small changes from the previous beta. But I want to make sure I go over both aspects. I go into more detail on all of the new stuff in the beta video because most of the stuff is the same. So I'll have that linked in the end screen as usual. Let's go ahead and hop in. Pretty simple patch notes this time. It's a little bit more if you remember the beta was pretty much just these 5 lines and the new stuff. It's very simple. This one goes into a bit more detail. Let's just go in order here. New building, of course, objectively the most interesting part. If we go on here, we got a brand new building, the Idleverse. Breaking into all of the other idle games in existence and stealing their resources. You know, breaking into Clicker Heroes and Adventure and all the other classic idols. So let's just go ahead and buy a bunch of these. I'll be able to show. I mean, this is obviously I have a save that I've been running in the beta. This is my previous live version save that's been ported over here. So you know, it's not. I'll be able to better show off how this is going to look a bit later on. With the new building, let's see, what did I go over? Let me just go ahead and quickly show off lateral expansions in Business Day, just for fun. I'll show that off. We've got a new stock, the subsidiaries. Of course, the stocks their general price range increases as you go up. So we have a new best stock on average, basically. I'll go ahead and show off what it looks like down here. We can upgrade. That's a little bit loud. I apologize. Jeez, okay. Really threw me off. So here's the building down here. It looks quite nice. I quite like this building stylistically, I guess. And, you know, thematically, the buildings are definitely getting a lot more meta as we go, which is, of course, the point. But it's getting quite interesting. There's a new grandma type, if I can find it. I don't know where the grandmas show up. I know they're in here. Or actually, they might not be, because I haven't bought this yet. Let me do that. There we go. So the new grandma is this one right here. This design. Very similar, but I don't know if this is particularly a reference to like a certain other idle game. I'm not sure, but so that's the new. That's pretty much the in and outs of the new building. Oh, no, sorry, that's not accurate. There's now a new dragon aura associated with it, dragon orbs. So if you don't have any active buffs or golden cookies, you sell one of your most expensive building and you have a 10% chance to get a golden cookie. It was brought up to me that for people who don't have the achievements where it's like click a ton of golden cookies, where is it? No, there's like these ones. Like if you don't have Black Cat's Paw yet, this is actually kind of nice. Let me just go ahead and demonstrate here. Although I have golden switch on, so let me turn that off. I'm sure that would affect it. So we just sell some Idleverses here. There we go. I think it took a while there. It is just statistics, you know, it's a 10% chance. But I suspect that Golden Wrath cookies appear 15% less. Golden Wrath cookies appear 3% less. Those probably apply to these odds. I'm not sure about that. I don't have the calculations to back that up, but I suspect that might be the case. So that's the Dragon Aura. Okay, I think that's everything that's, you know, strictly associated with the new building, as far as I can think of at least. So next on the list, new upgrade tier. We now have Iridyum tier for every single building. Before, we only had this for, I think, cursors. Yeah, we had the Iridyum, we had Nonillion Fingers, which there's actually a change to these, you may have noticed. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, there's now Iridyum for every single building. So in total, there's 42 new upgrades from the previous live version. 17 of them are old buildings getting this new tier upgrade. 16 of those are from the new building, so all of these, you know, all the upgrades for the new building, including the synergies and the fortune cookie. And then the remaining 9 are all cookie upgrades. One of them, or 2 of them are a bit interesting, I think. We have the box of macaroons getting a small buff. That's the heavenly upgrade for those of you who don't remember, because it's like one of the first ones you buy. Is it that? No. Box of macaroons for 25 heavenly chips. This is, like, on your first ascension, this is one of the ones you get, almost certainly. And it's gotten a bit of a buff. We now have Earl Grey macaroons. And in the box of bread biscuits, it's gotten a small buff as well. I don't want that noise. It's also gotten a small buff in that we have Pocky, or sorry, it's Pokey. So a couple small buffs to those, which are nice. Any new cookie upgrades are always appreciated. So that's 2 of the 9 cookies. One of the cookies is from owning 600 of every building, so we've now pushed the achievement and highest cookie upgrade, I guess, to 600 of each building, which is gonna take a long time. I didn't even get 550 of all buildings before this update rolled out, so I'm gonna need to get Idleverses to 550, and even that's taking a while. And then the remaining 6, I think I just... Or, sorry, 2 of the cookies, actually, these were added... I'll summarize this a bit more later. These were added during a second beta that I didn't do a video on. So we have a couple earlier game cookies, actually, which is nice. So people, you guys are going to get... These are way earlier, so these are going to push early game progression a little bit faster. And then I think the remaining... I think there's 4 left, then, that are end game cookies that I can't even purchase yet. They're in the thumbnail of the video, but I don't actually have them yet. So, and that also brings our upgrade total to 613. I guess while we're talking about upgrades, actually, they talk about heavenly upgrades here, though, don't they? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna talk about these next. There's 4 new heavenly upgrades. I'll show them, because obviously I have to ascend, so I'm gonna show those off near the end of my explanation of the new stuff from the live version. For achievements, so we have 2 new milk teas. You can see I have the first one here, rose milk. I think on my other save, I actually have the other new milk, so we'll see that in a bit. There are 44 new achievements, 6 of them, so we have 3 bake some amount in 1 ascension achievements. We have 3 new hit a certain CPS cap. I find it weird that these progressions are not very closely linked. You see I'm only missing 3 of the CPS ones, but I'm missing 7 of the baked in 1 ascension. I don't know if that's just because of how I play, but I feel like these two are not very closely, like the balance of these top ones are a lot later in the game than these ones are. But anyway, that's a complete digression. I believe 15 of the achievements are old buildings getting a 600, have 600 of that building. I think Cursor's, so Cursor's got this one for 800. I think, if I remember correctly, Grandma's actually already had this one, having 600 Grandmas. So Cursor's and every other building got an Iridyum tier achievement, I guess, from the designs, where you have to have 600 of that building. Let's see, 17 achievements are, of course, from the Idleverse. They're all located right here. I'll actually buy these upgrades just for fun. Whoops, I'm still selling. I was trying to get a couple more of these achievements. There we go. Okay, can't quite get to 500 on the save, but, okay. There are 4 upgrades related to totals. Let me make sure I remember what those are. So, of course, you have the new achievement for... Or, no, that's a different one, actually. Hold on. No, it's these ones. So, you now have an achievement for owning 4,000 and 8,000 buildings, as well as 300 and 400 upgrades. And 1 final achievement for having 600 of every building, as I had mentioned earlier. There was also a change to this achievement. Liquid assets, before it required an entire year's worth of stock market profits, so that was around like 31, or is in like the 30 million range. That achievement has now been moved. It got reworked a bit. Originally in the beta, that achievement was changed to be 4 months. And there's a couple other changes that happened, but in the end, that achievement ended up being changed back to a year and made a shadow achievement. And then he made a new achievement for having 10 million stock market profits. So this is much more reasonable. Especially because I realized that this actually has to be in one Ascension. So, you know, that's a bit of a that's a bit of a bummer, because I mean, I had an Ascension going like from the stock market update all the way to now, and I got to about 11 million. And that was, you know, I wasn't ascending optimally. If you're ascending optimally, I imagine it's very hard, unless you're playing very actively, to get that much stock market profit. So 10 million is still a lot, but it's much more reasonable. So yeah, there's a new shadow achievement it's called Gaseous Assets, and it's for having 1 year's worth of profits. One of the other notable thing, well, let me go back to the patch notes here. So the mod, I know absolutely nothing about this. Apparently there's better support for modding. In the options, there's a new option here to check mod data. Mods are present in your save data. You may delete some of the data to make your save file smaller. I'm not positive. So I guess if the save data knows if you have mods, and then you can remove it. So I'm a little unsure of the details of all this. Feel free to leave a nice comment, and I'll pin it. If you can explain exactly what changes they made to the modding API, because I would be curious to get. I didn't realize there was that much modding for this game besides, like, you know, Cookie Monster or frozen cookies and all that sort of stuff that are like assistants. But so there's some rebalancing, there's some new fixes. These appear to be like some bugs. I'm not I don't know the details of most of these, but the finger upgrades is the other main thing I want to show off here. Apparently he also changed the Ascension slot. Maybe he changed the prices, I'm not sure. But for the finger upgrades, so if we look through these here, we have 1,000 fingers. This I think is the same as it was before. Mouse and cursors gain 0.1 cookies for each non-cursor object owned. Non-cursor object. I just realized that's interesting wording. I think it's referring to buildings. And now if we look at the next one, so now these all modify the benefit from 1,000 fingers. Instead of before, they were like, this one was like plus 50 million or something per non-cursor object. But now, so this one multiplies it by 5, so that bumps it up to 0.5. This one multiplies it by 10, so that gets you up to, what, 5, plus 5 cookies. And basically, these are all now multiplicative boosts. I don't know exactly what impact this has. Of course, I don't, you know, cursors aren't much of a contributor. Well, are they actually? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So they are only producing like 1%. They still contribute a lot, but that's from synergies and stuff. And I don't play actively, so I don't really click ever. I've been told this seems to be a nerf to the fingers upgrades, but I can't say that with any certainty. I haven't done the calculations. Same with before. Let me know in the comments if you know for sure whether, you know, what impact this has on the game, basically, because it's a bit outside of the scope of what I've looked at. I think that's everything I can show off without ascending. So I'm not using this save, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ascend here. I swear I had this game with the same audio last time I did this video, but it didn't sound this loud. Anyway, okay. So we have four new heavenly upgrades, 2 here, 2 here. Let's start over here. Cursor levels boost clicks by 5% each. This was actually uncapped in the beta, so you could just keep leveling up cursors and your clicks would keep getting better infinitely. They capped it in I think the subsequent beta and the live version, where it's up to cursor level 10. And this, I believe, was changed. Yeah, so before Luminous Gloves basically doubled the boost you got here. It gave you another 5%. Now it just increases the cap. So this doesn't actually do anything on its own. Unless you already have cursors upgraded. Like, I have them upgraded to level 12 because you need that to like maximize your stock market progression. But I don't click either, so these upgrades don't do much for me, of course. Cat Ladies over here. Each kitten upgrade boosts Grandma CPS by 29%. This used to be 99% boost. Apparently that was too good. Let me actually... Well, here, I'll buy these and then we'll check it out. Each rank of milk boosts Grandma's CPS by 5%. I don't remember if this was changed. Let me check, because I do still have my old live version here. Just a second. Okay. So, let's see. It should be near the bottom, I think. Yeah. So you can see... Oh, right. This is the later beta. Okay, so these actually... Okay, no, I'm not going to be able to show it off. That's unfortunate. I guess I can pull up my video I did on it. Hold on. Yeah, I know it's J-Man. I got it. So I can actually show it off. 5%, another 5%, 99%. Let me see. Was this other one changed at all? Oh, I show getting upgrades first. Oh, okay, so it didn't tell us before. It just said each milk boosts Grandma CPS. So now it actually tells you it's a 5% boost, so that's nice. Yeah, and that's each milk rank, so there's quite a lot of ranks, actually. So that's a pretty... Even still, these are still pretty nice boosts to Grandma CPS. And I think for a time, Grandma's actually one of my best producer, even though I had all of the buildings, I had them all decently leveled. But Grandma's were still the best one for a bit, so that was kind of interesting. Let me go ahead and import my beta save now. I'm going to refresh because it caused problems. I ascended, and when I was doing my Ascension after the last video, I didn't get golden cookie spawns ever. So here's the final milk tier currently. It's the dragon fruit milk. So you can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 21 milk tiers. So that's 21 times 5% boost to Grandma's, as well as of course all the kitten boosts. So I mean, as you can see, it didn't really amount to a whole lot. Still 0.6%. Of course, they synergize with everything, so they contribute a lot. At the bottom, they're the 39%. But yeah, even after all the boosts to Grandma CPS, it's still better than some of the other buildings. But you know, it's still not quite enough to be on the board, I don't think. Let me make sure there's nothing else I missed. So there's a couple people have given me nice lists of the changes from the beta to now, so let me just run through those and make sure. I went over all the changes to the heavenly upgrades from the beta. I went over the change to the finger upgrades. Some heavenly upgrade prices got changed, apparently. I talked about the change to the liquid assets achievement. I talked about the 2 new cookies that were added since the previous beta. Let's see. I just want to make sure I've covered everything here. There's some other changes to previous cookie upgrades, like some price reworks and some power changes. Like peanut butter cookies power went from 1 to 2. You know, like pretty minor changes. If I knew where peanut butter cookie was, I'd show you. I think it's a pretty early one, but I'm not going to try and fish around for it. Yeah, okay. I think that's basically everything here. That's really all the stuff that I wanted to go over. Oh, but I did want to show how Idleverses are doing. So you come down here. I mean, just them by themselves, 50% CPS, and then they're contributing 32.1 additional because of them synergizing with portals and fractal engines. I think fractal engines are also a very good contributor, largely because of Idleverses. So they're a pretty heavy hitter. I'm pretty sure this is my highest producing building. I guess I can show off. I'm not actually gonna want to keep this. But because of Luminous Gloves, the 2 new Aura and Luminous Gloves, I think we'll be able to actually watch cursor CPS increase. 8.814, 8.893. So you see that this'll increase up to 20. Of course, that drained my sugar lumps quite a lot, and it doesn't actually impact much of anything as far as I could tell. So I'm not actually gonna do that. But you know, you can't. It boosts clicking, which is the part of that probably will actually be useful to people, is that it boosts clicking. So if you play active, you got you got some nice boosts to your click power, or if if you play idle with an auto clicker or something like that. So that's gonna help quite a lot. I think that's everything. You can see I started this Ascension 4 days ago, and I'm already I'm gaining a lot of legacy here, which is kind of nice. I'm trying to. I got 550 JavaScript consoles. I'd like to get this to 550 before I ascend again, but I don't know. The late game keeps getting pushed later, and I keep getting incentivized more and more to play actively, but I don't have the time to dedicate to playing this game actively. It'll happen one of these days. I'll start doing some active combos. Just I want to push through to the end game at some point, and it keeps getting moved back. So, but anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you everyone very much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check the description for a link to my Twitch.tv channel. Streaming a bunch of different stuff these days. I'm streaming some Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke randomizer with one of my buddies. I'm doing Borderlands 3 with another friend. Streaming a bunch of other. I stream like Bloons Tower Defense 6 sometimes, Risk Rain 2 with viewers. Bunch of stuff. Check me out there if you're at all interested. Check out the Discord. We got a channel for Cookie Clicker that's been very active recently. Our resident expert Omega, aka Fabrizio, always posts good info in there, and helps to between him and I, we can usually help to answer any questions you have. Got a bunch of other channels for other games if you're interested in that. But yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.